Welcome back to the final episode of Pigtails here on Hogtown Homestead. If this is your first time joining us, go ahead and watch episodes 1 through 3, where we get the pigs, lose the pigs, look for the pigs. Because if you don't start there and only watch this video, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this video. So, I am here right now in the pig paddock, and they love me. I come by, they don't love each other, but I come by every morning, in the afternoons and in the evenings, and check on them, and they love hanging out with me. Such was not always the case, as attested to in episodes 1 through 3. So, before we get started on this video, or as this video continues, there's a few things that I need to fill you in on. Number 1, we got 15 subscribers, which is awesome. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you. For those of you who haven't yet, go ahead and do it. And that's just going to be because that's the best way to keep up with the developments here on Hogtown Homestead. We want to keep our family and friends aware of what's going on, and to just invite you in and have fun with us. So, anyways, Monday through Friday, we drop a new video every day. So, best way to keep up with those is to subscribe. Back to the final episode of Pigtails. Before I got the pigs, I was super excited because I got that Premier 1 fencing delivered like 3 days before we got pigs. Terry told me, Caleb, before you turn those pigs out into that electric netting, you need to make sure you have a solid perimeter around them, because they're going to bust right through that electric netting. Well, having completely ignored his advice, I turned the pigs loose in that electric netting when they were little, and they weren't trained to it. But the electric netting in which they're contained now, that took training to get them used to it, because it's only a psychological barrier. It's really light, it's really flimsy, it's made to be portable, and so it's only a psychological barrier. They can bust right through it right now if they wanted to. So, having ignored Terry's advice, I let the pigs out in the electric netting during Hurricane Ida, it wasn't the full hurricane, okay? It was just the remnants of the hurricane. During the remnants of Hurricane Ida, let the pigs out, and those little things, they were probably 40 pounds at the time, took off one after the other through that pig netting. And it was amazing to me because I could hear the electric netting going crazy, just zap after zap after zap, and they were still trying to get through. Because at that time, like, they were through, like halfway through one of the squares in that netting. So they had to get out one way or the other, right? So they got out. So I sent Terry a text and said, hey, so our pigs got out. And he goes, how? I said, well, I got excited about that Premier 1 netting and trying it out. So I let them out in that, and they got out. And he sent me a text back that goes, what did I tell you, Captain? He calls me Captain. What did I tell you, Captain? You got to have a solid perimeter before you turn them loose in that netting. Which is basically Terry's way of saying, I told you so. And I had that coming, for sure. But Terry was gracious enough 3 days later to come by, because the pigs were still out. I was up every night, every hour of every night, checking the pigs to see if they'd come back. And on day 3, I was starting to wonder if we were ever going to get those pigs back, or if instead of trying to catch the pigs, I was just gonna go out and harvest them. If I could find them, if they were still on our property. So day 3, Terry rolled into our homestead with a trailer and a hay ring. Actually, the hay ring is now the pig shelter, and I have a video on that where I built a pig shelter out of a hay ring with my son Connor. So he shows up with a hay ring, and then we went to Tractor Supply and we got 20 T-posts and 8 16-foot hog panels. And we built a trap around the shed for the pigs. So what you're about to see is day 3 after the pigs escaped and what we did to get them back. So enjoy the video. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Pigtails here on Hogtown Homestead, the final installment of Pigtails on Hogtown Homestead. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. Sit rep. Terry Thompson, the retired Army First Sergeant, came and helped me today, bringing his trailer. We went to TS Tractor Supply, and I got 8 16-foot hog panels and 20 T-posts, and we set this up. So it's 48 feet that way, 48 feet that way. And here, that stake that I have driven into the ground, all I have to do is knock it that way. This panel will close, and then I will secure it with these 3 brass clips. And that'll buy me some time to contain these pigs for a little bit, so they can get used to staying in the shed and all that. So that's the plan anyways. Took us all day to do this. I got a loose dog on my property and it's not Gus. I gotta go.
Now we're talking. That looks first class. Now all you need is pigs.
So April and I, we're getting ready to go on our 15-year anniversary date, when all of a sudden I heard a suspicious noise. And came back to the shed, the pig shed. And who should appear? But the pigs. And there they are. Right there. My trap worked brilliantly. Everything seems to be secure. All pigs present and accounted for. So now we're going on our 15-year anniversary date. So there you have it. You can talk to Grandpa while you're doing that.
I really hope Grandpa enjoyed this.
Oh, you can talk to him.
Enjoys.
I hope you enjoy this, Grandpa.
Hope you enjoy this, Grandpa. Right now, we're just giving this junk to pigs.
All this junk. Connor, stop doing that. All this junk.
That. Pigs are hungry.
They are hungry.
Pigs, you hungry? You hungry, pigs?
Oh, good call. Turn off the fence. Hey, pigs. Is it off?
Yeah.
some bread in there. Some sweet corn. And look at this, Dad. This is a new development. I can touch them.
And they don't even care. Can I touch one?
Sure.
Let me know if I can touch the if I can turn on the electrical fence or not.
Yeah, not yet, Clark.
Okay.
Why don't you bring the camera back?
Okay, hold on.
Right, so that's pig feeding time, Dad. So I figured I'd give you a progress report on how the pigs are doing. And so I wanted you to see what happens when I go out there and say, hey, pigs. They go crazy. I'm speaking quietly so I can sneak up on them and get the full effect for you. So stand by. It's a nice night. There we go. Okay, they're out. So, watch this. Hey, pigs! Hey, pigs! How you doing? You getting hungry? You getting hungry? Hey, princess. Hey, bacon. You guys just rooting around? They're doing such a great job on this paddock. I'll move that on Monday. That round bale feeder, I'm going to put a roof on it. And then that's going to become their mobile pig shelter. And then, yeah. And then I'm going to start rotating them that way. But there they are. Anyways, they like the sound of my voice now. They don't run away from me.